Hey, how you doing? This week's preparation and practice topic used to be my email signature. That's right. On my email signature for a long time it said, selling is not what you do to people. Selling is what you do for people. Let me repeat that because I think there's a misconception that we have as well as our customers. Because when you mention the word salespeople, or just sales in general, people go running high. Uh, we don't have a very positive outlook on this thing called sales. They think all we want to do is sell them something, get the commission, and then move on to the next victim, which means you only have seconds, literally, to change the perception they have of us. When I say us, that's including me, because I'm out there selling just like you are. And if I don't have a way of putting them at ease and letting them know that this conversation is purely exploration, we're just going to take a look at whether or not I'm going to be able to provide a solution, to the need that you have. And you can't do that with a sales mentality. You've got to do that with a giving mentality. Remember, I'm not here to do anything to you. I'm here to do something for you. And the first thing I want to do for you is put your mind at ease, to let you know the purpose of this meeting. So I want you to think about the last opportunity that you're in front of. Did you go in there doing an information dump? Did you go in there do what I refer to as a show up and throw up? That's why today's topic is titled, Selling is not what you do to them. Selling is what you do for them. So how do I let you know that I'm here to do something for them? Well, I'm doing two things. If you have the right mindset for this profession called sales, all you're thinking about is two things: asking questions and listening. And then listening and asking questions. And then providing a what? A customized solution. A customized solution. Because I've been with salespeople, I've sat with salespeople, I've rode with salespeople. Some of them do a good job listening, but then they don't ask follow-up questions. Or they ask questions, but they don't listen, because there's something called spare thinking time. And you all are using your spare thinking time right now while I'm talking. The definition of spare thinking time is that you can think 3 to 5 times faster than when I'm talking. And if you're not controlling your spare thinking time, you can very quickly drift off, shut down, zone out. In other words, begin thinking about something else that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Control that spare thinking time. Remember, people could care less how much you know until what? They know how much you care. Are you showing your customer that you care? Or are you spending time telling and selling, telling and talking, taking a deep breath and doing that presentation, that death by PowerPoint? Stop it. See, when you ask and listen, it makes your role so much easier. There's an old expression, and I'll probably do a little tip around this one too down the line. It says, smart people know what to say, but wise people know what it should be said. See, you've got to be both smart and wise, not just smart. Because if you're just smart, you may be kind of like that smart Alex salesperson. But if you're smart and wise, they will know right away that you are here to do something for them and that to them. So you ask, and then you listen, and then you listen, and then you ask, and you provide a customized solution. I want you to start practicing that. It's not about how much and how fast I talk. It's really about knowing what questions to ask. And we all know it's never the first question that gets you the response that you need. It's usually the second, third or fourth, sometimes fifth, sometimes sixth follow-up drill down question that really brings to surface what's really going on. How many times have you been around somebody that says they don't feel good? I'm not feeling well. You didn't jump in there and go, hey, someone called 911. Did you just hear that? Hey, do we have defibrillator? No, you're going to begin leaning in, asking a question. You don't feel good, Marvin. What's the matter? I'm not quite sure. Well, what do you mean you're not quite sure? What did you eat? I mean, you may ask me 4, 5, 6 questions. It's no different when the customer says, let me think about it. What exactly did you want to think about? Well, I'm not quite. What are you not quite? It may take you 4. Remember, stop trying to fix the first thing they say. They haven't given you enough information yet. Stop selling, stop telling, and start asking and listening. I want you to start paying attention to what you're doing when you're in front of this opportunity. I'll give you another way to look at this. They're not a prospect. They're not a customer. They're a suspect. Maybe looking at them as a suspect will put you in the mind of those old detective shows that would say, hey, round up all the usual suspects and bring them in for what? Questioning. They would ask and then listen, and then listen and then ask. See, in carpentry, they refer this approach of measure twice, cut once. And our twice is asking and listening and asking. That's our form of measure twice, cut once. Stop running your mouth. I know you're smart. I know you know your product or service inside and out. But there's going to be a time to talk about it, but only when you found out what the customer's needs are. You're there to discover and uncover, not to tell and sell. So today, you may want to make that your email signature. What is it? Selling is not what you do to people. True selling is what you do for people. Let that customer know, I'm here to do something for you, not to you. Eliminate that negative perception that's been out there for decades. They think all we're out for is to take all their money and then move on to the next victim. That's not why I'm here. Use that this week. And I'll tell you, prepare and practice that at home. I want you to do something after you hang up off this call here today. Ask someone who knows you very well, am I a good listener? Because if you're a good listener, you're constantly doing a combination of asking and then listening, and then listening, and then asking. What's that old expression? A wise person said what? Nothing. Nothing at all. So remember, the way you practice is the way you play. A wise person said nothing. So prepare and practice this week. Work on your listening skills. That's your GPS, because what they share with you is going to tell you exactly what you need to do and where you need to go moving forward. Thank you, and see you next week.